Mufasa, you know we finally here.
Hello, chatters. Okay. Happy Friday. How's it going? All right. So, um, a lot of things going on in the fighting game world. Some more random than others. Four major things I want to go over today. And we are just going to start with obviously the one that is going to be most relevant to people that frequent this stream or this community. They put out some information about the upcoming Arc World Tour 2026. Now, for you Granblue enjoyers out there, you may have not heard the news, but Granblue is not on this tour this year. This year's tour is only Guilty Gear Strive and Marvel Tokon, at least as far as we know. Granblue has its own tour called the Side Games World Tour, or the Granblue Fantasy Versus World Tour, and we have like no info on that yet, so we can't really talk about that yet because something tells me even they don't really have what the tour is going to be worked out. But the Arc World Tour still remains. These games are obviously still really relevant to us, and they put out some information about Guilty Gear Strive, and mostly what it tells us is that Marvel Tokon's tour is obviously going to be treated differently. It doesn't come out until August, and so we can expect probably like a smaller, like solely auto qual based tour, similar to how they did Uni, right? But next year, for Arc World Tour 2027, I expect Tokon to get, the exact same treatment as Guilty Gear Strive does. But for now, it's only getting like half a year, so not really a whole lot that they can do about that, so yeah, but they did put out some information about Guilty Gear Strive, so we're going to talk about that first, and then we'll move on to some of our other topics. So the website's been updated, and with this, we have been told about some information involving the tour, and mainly about how the rules changed. So this is a really, really big change. This is a really, really big change, and I have some things I want to speak about in regards to this. So the structure is similar to last year. They even use the same image, right, where they have the hierarchy. Obviously, there's plat pluses, platinums, gold pluses, golds, and then silvers. But within that rule set, there's some pretty significant changes. The first being, you only get points for making top 8 now, which is a big deal. That is a really big deal. That means this tour is probably going to be the hardest tour that we've ever had, as far as Guilty Gear Strive goes. Because making top 8 is hard. It's not easy. It's not easy to make top 8 at some of these events, especially. So having to make top 8 is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Whether it's, I'm sure it'll end up being fine, but that was like something that stuck out to me immediately. Like, wow, this is really hard. You have to make top 8 in order to even get any points at all. And so, yeah, that's a big deal. That means it's going to be a bloodbath. Obviously, people are pretty gung-ho about 2.0 and everything. And so, like, that's cool. People are pretty high on the game right now. Hopefully, they continue their same, like, balanced philosophy that they've been practicing for 2.0 throughout the entire season. We'll have to see. But yeah, so only top 8. Another big thing, which is kind of interesting to me, is that this is also changed. So before, in previous year, actually, you know what? It's probably better if I actually show you this, right? I'll give you guys a visual aid, because it might be hard to understand exactly what I'm going to say here, unless you actually see it in front of your faces. So I'm going to put it in front of your faces, and then hopefully it will be clear. Right, so here's last year's. Right? So you can see, obviously, there were sometimes points allocated to people outside of top 8, and then also the golds were their own section, and you got your 3 best gold scores, right? That counted towards your score, and your 1 best silver, right? That means golds and silvers were separate, right? This year, it's not like that. Golds and silvers have all been lumped in, and they take your 4 highest scores, which unfortunately means that silvers this year on the tour are going to have less value, right? Just straight up. They're going to have less meaning because before, where you had a dedicated slot to silver, it made sense for everyone to enter silvers because those points were guaranteed to count towards the tour, right? Whatever your highest score was going to count towards the tour. This year, it's not like that because your golds override your silvers, and it's harder. It's hard to. It's hard for silvers to contend with the point values that golds bring to the table, which is like fine. You know, obviously, I think that every fighting game tour should have some online component. Like, I think it is important that there's some amount of online component. It should never be the primary, but I do think that there should be some amount of interaction there. And it's still part of the tour, which is cool. Obviously, the people that get to hold silvers are still going to get paid for running the silvers and stuff. But it is going to mean that these have a lot less value in terms of like actually being something that you go to in order to qualify, right? Because they're going to be overridden by gold scores. And most of the people that are serious about the tour, they're going to enter a decent amount of golds, right? So don't see that really being a big factor, but yeah, those are like the major changes as far as the rules go for this year's tour. Also, they did put out a tweet which gives us even more information. So this year, there's more slots even than last year. So last year they upped the slots from 16 to 18, right? With those 2 extra coming from like LCQ, right? This year we're up to 22, where we have 10 plats auto quals. So that means 10 people are going to auto qual. And then 10 people from the leaderboard outside of those platinums, and then 2 LCQ slots. So it's always good for more people to qualify IMO. The more the merrier, for sure, especially if you're making the tour literally harder this year. Like, it is going to be really hard because you have to top 8 in order to get any points. I think it makes sense that there's more slots available. I'm going to speculate about this. I speculated about this last year, and unfortunately I was disappointed with their finals format. But 22 is a really weird number, so it doesn't lend itself that well to doing round robin pools. It doesn't lend itself well to doing round robin pools with the way that they have been doing it. And so maybe once again, we live in a timeline where the finals will have a different format than shitty ass round robin pools where I have to grill them about their format every year. We'll have to see. But this is a good thing. It's good that there's more slots available. They also have given us a bare bones start. You can see this on the site right now. Obviously, there's going to be 10 plats, right? So as far as we know right now, we only have 6 on the tour, right? And keep in mind, this is only Guilty Gear Strive, right? So far. So like, I don't know how this is going to look once they start adding in some of the Tokon stuff. And so, yeah, there's still 4 auto qualifiers yet to be revealed. Honestly, like, you can speculate, but if you've been around fighting games for long enough, you can kind of like speculate like what events will fulfill those slots. It's not a super omega like shot in the dark mystery, but some things that are interesting here to me is that CEO's not a plat, you know? I think that's weird. I think that's kind of weird that CEO in its stature is not a plat. Now, maybe that is because they feel like it would be too focused on North America, because we do have Combo Breaker, we do have Evo, and we do have Frosty Fostings. So maybe they thought if they put CEO as a gold, it would just be too much. But CEO is definitely like grown to the point. Like it is significant enough, I think, to be like considered for a plat. Especially, you know what they might do? And this would be crazy. But they might do it, right? CEO might be a plat for Tokon. Because Tokon comes out like a week before CEO. It might be a plat for Tokon, but a gold plus for gear. That is something that I could totally see happening. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But yeah, it's pretty bare bones at the moment, right? A lot of these tournaments we have seen on the tour in previous years. There's no real surprises. I think that there have been some moving up. No Canadian tourneys. There never has been. There's never really have been Canadian tourneys on the tour. But this isn't all the events yet. So maybe something will sneak on there eventually. But Canada is in a weird spot because they're in the unfortunate situation where they are North America, and overwhelming majority of like things like this, where we talk about like developer tours and stuff, if they're gonna do something to NA for a region, like it's just natural that a lot of those slots are gonna go to the United States because the United States is the biggest tournaments. So that puts Canada in a weird space. But so maybe we'll see some Canadian tournaments on here at some point, but they haven't ever had it. I don't think Canada has ever had an event on an Arc World Tour. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's ever happened. I would love to see the trend broken, but like if there's not a Canada event on the tour, I would not be surprised. That's the unfortunate reality of the situation. Does Canada have any majors? Canada doesn't have any majors that are on the level of like the American events, right? That's like kind of the issue. They do have GOML, right? But GOML is mostly Smash focused. They have added in traditional fighting games in the past few years, but their presence in those games is not nearly as big, right? So it's like, it's kind of in a weird spot. It's like, what event do you make it, right? Once upon a time, we used to have Canada Cup. I don't think that exists anymore, though. Because I remember Canada Cup used to be on like the Capcom Pro Tour and stuff. I don't know if they're around anymore. I haven't heard anything about them in forever. So kind of up in the air for me on that one. But yeah, so pretty bare bones skeleton in terms of the schedule. Honestly, most of this is like kind of what I expected. Not seeing anything too out of the ordinary. I do like the extra slots and everything. I think that's really good. So yeah, Arc World Tour starts at EVO Japan, which is next week. So we're already, it's tournament season, ladies and gentlemen. Like we're already there. Like we're here we are again. Here to go down the madness begins next week already. So it's pretty nutty. So that's as far as that's as much as I have to say for Arc World Tour. Let me go ahead and stop the recording, and then I'll start another recording so that we can talk about our next topic. We have to gotta grab my bookmarks and all that. Oof. Yeah, okay. All right. So next major topic of today, I'm gonna be talking about the Tekken World Tour. So it's it's not a coincidence that all of these companies have started dropping information around the same time. It's because they realize like, wow, bro, our tour starts next week because everyone's tours start with EVO Japan. And it's like, oh, we should probably tell people what's going on the tour. Now, in my opinion, all right, this shit needs to be earlier. Like they should tell people way earlier than they are. But like, yeah, that's why everyone is deciding to drop news right now. Cause it's like, oh shit. It's like, we kind of, yeah, that's kind of a thing. So TWT ran into some snags last year. They faced a lot of scrutiny, mainly around the way that the dojo system and stuff worked. And I'll get into that in a moment, but they are trying to make some improvements this year. And as much as I like to criticize these companies and this and that, right? Trying to be better is always good. Whether they execute well or not, different story. But at least they're trying, right? That is important. I can see that there's some amount of effort there. So they say we've updated the rules. Adjustments have been made to dojo moderation, the point system, top 8 format, and more. Read the updates. So they have this nice little article. For those of you who don't know about the Tekken World Tour, they have various tiers of events. They have Master events. They have Master Plus events, which sound familiar. It's very similar to the Arc World Tour. Then they also have Challenger events, which is kind of like their golds on the Arc World Tour. And then they also have Dojo events. So Dojo events is actually something that we don't have on the Arc World Tour. Or like, honestly, There's not dojo events like don't. I think Tekken World Tour is the only one that does something like dojo events currently, which are dojo events are events that anyone can host, right? Anyone in the community can host. You can opt in your tournament to be a part of the tour, right? Now, with that comes some challenges because there was some big controversy about last year's tour because people were essentially creating dojo events that were invalid, i.e., like they added a bunch of fake attendees and Start GG, and like put events on the tour that didn't actually happen so that they could buff people's points, right? Because in Tekken, right, those points matter a lot, right? Because Tekken has global leaderboard, and so the dojos actually have they can have a pretty significant impact. And unfortunately, there were multiple instances of people kind of gaming the system by bolstering people's points by hosting, quote unquote, by hosting events that weren't actually events. And so they have made some changes this year to adjust that, which is good. So first, let's take a look at the timeline. So dojo submissions are going to open. They actually opened yesterday, right? Evo Japan's when the tour starts and everything. So this is what we're looking at. Tour ends with Tiger Uppercut in November, and then LCQ and finals in early 2027, which is not a surprise. Pretty much part of the course for any tour like that. None of that is out of the ordinary. So the dojo events, so they address it directly, which is good. Okay, let's see what they have to say to us. So dojo events have been one of the defining features of the Tekken World Tour since 2019 season, serving as a piece of the TWT that is led by the community. Community enthusiasm and participation have contributed to the creation of Tekken characters in the past. To ensure dojo system remains sustainable, we've made several changes to the dojo system and its rules. As a result, there are now a higher number of requirements for a dojo event to be approved. Okay, requirements, social media requirements. Tournament organizers must announce their dojo event on social media and post photos of the event while it's running. So they're requiring live coverage of the event while it's going on, which honestly is this is interesting requirement. This is a very interesting requirement, like requiring tournaments to have live coverage. There's a lot of tournaments that are reputable and and reoccur multiple times that don't do live coverage on this level. So I will say, though, that it is something that is great to get in the habit of doing. Like live covering your event it's really good. It's really good to do. And so even though it might feel like it's forcing people out of their comfort zone, it is going to benefit you in the long run to live tweet about your event. Like we do it too. Like Paragon, we do it, right? When something crazy happens in tournament, you'll see we'll take the clip and we'll tweet it while the tournament's going on. Why? It's because it actually does circulate on social media and get people to tune into your event. That does happen. So it's good practice. The social media account must be submitted in the dojo event application on the ETP, which is their tournament portal, right? Okay, photo requirements. I found this kind of funny. Photos must be taken on site during the tournament and must be submitted after the event concludes. Photos of the following areas must be submitted: the stream station, the pool tournament area, and the commentator area. Now, this is interesting as well because based on what they're saying here, it kind of implies that you must have commentary, right? Because if the things that they're saying there must be a commentator area submitted, so that implies that you have to have commentary for your dojo event, which may be a bit of an ask, right? That's a little bit of an ask, I would say. There are some tournaments that are very bare bones, right? They just a lot of the events don't even have a stream setup, but there's stream setups that they don't have the resources to do commentary and stuff like that, and so they just have gameplay, right? They're saying fuck that. You have to have commentators and you have to take pictures of the commentary area. So that's interesting. But really they're trying to raise the they're trying to make the bar for even being in the realm of being considered legitimate. They're trying to raise it, right? So that you can't just cheat the system. So I get it, but I think some people are going to be pressed about this particular one, right? I don't think the stream set, being able to stream it that makes sense that you have to stream it to be on the tour. You being able to take pictures of the actual tournament happening and your setups and all that, that shouldn't be an issue as long as you're running an actual event. Commentary on the other hand, that's going to filter some people for sure. So what can you do? Okay, streaming requirements. Player and commentator cameras. So yeah, they're saying not only do you have to have commentary, you have to have commentary cams, and you have to have player cams. Like this is really big requirement, bro. Like this is there are a lot of like locals and stuff that don't have, like, they don't do player cams and stuff like that, right? Especially because if this were like Smash, it would be different, right? Because coming from experience, you know, we used to run tournaments for Melee, and the thing about Melee is that it's 4:3, right? Aspect ratio. And so that means, like, when you're streaming, like if I'm running a 1080 stream, that means 4:3 does not take up the entire screen. And so most of the time, what we did on the production end for Melee is that's where we would put like our player cams and stuff like that, because we just naturally had extra space because it doesn't take up the whole 16:9 window, right? But it's not like that for Tekken. There are plenty of people that just put the gameplay taking up the whole screen because it's 16:9. There's no extra space. So yeah, that's gonna be weird. That's gonna be weird for some. They're gonna have to figure out what is up with that. Broadcast overlays. This is fine. This is fine. Kashka Ball, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. So that's like fine. Obviously, you should like having even having a basic. You could get an overlay from like Tournament Stream Helper. You don't really need this to. You don't have to do anything over the top, but like it shouldn't be much of an ask to have people, you know, keep track of the score on the fucking overlay. Like that one's fine. Permanent stream archive for VODs. Tournament event footage must be uploaded to a platform such as YouTube, and a link that does not expire must be provided in order for a dojo event to be approved. So they're saying not only do you have to do all of this, you also have to have an archive just in case. And I assume that this is because in case they get something reported or something, they want to be able to go back and comb through the VODs to verify, like, oh, this was actually something that happened, or, you know, this was pre-recorded and didn't actually happen, this or that. So very big changes on the dojo end, like very big and necessary, right? There are big changes needed to the dojo system because that shit really takes out the competitive integrity. If you have people like literally faking events to get people onto the tour, like defeats the purpose of having a tour in general. So big ups to them for like making significant changes. I would say like maybe they went a little bit overboard, but in this case, it's probably better to be safe than sorry, right? You'd rather be a little bit too stringent than be a little bit too lax and then have people be able to get around the rules. So what can you do? Okay. Other rule changes on the tour this year. So the structure, like I said, is staying the same. They still have master pluses. They still have masters. They still have challengers. They still have dojos, right? That structure is not changing. The biggest change that I saw for the Tekken World Tour this year is fucking insane. And it's the first thing they talk about. Top 8 is best of 5 for all Tekken master events. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. You know how long this is going to take? Does anyone understand? Like, this is honestly, bro, like as an organizer, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. Only because like Tekken already takes a decent amount of time. And like, no, so I'll get into that in a bit, but master events can only be offline, right? And Master Plus events can only be offline. And so that means like things like Evo, right? Things like Evo Japan, right? Those are going to be top 8 first of 3, which there have been talks in the Tekken community about like whether, you know, first 3 is better for entire top 8. Some people push for it. Some people don't. I think the main thing is that Tekken is not it's not a fast game, quote unquote. It's not a fast game, right? Well, you go and look at the time that Tekken takes for top 8s, it takes a good amount of time. And that's what first to 2, right? So last year, they changed it to be top 4, right? So it used to be top 3 was first to 3. Then they changed it to top 4. And you can credit us at Paragon because from the moment I started running Paragon Line Tekken, right, I was top 4 first to 3. So they copied us. They copied us, and they changed their tour last year, and now they're taking it even further. It's just, I worry about scheduling. That's really it, right? As someone that helps run majors, like it's gonna take some time. Tekken can take a long time. It has enough variance, right? Like it can be fast, but at the highest level where good defense is in play, like some of these sets can take pretty significant time. Do I think it's better for competitive outcomes? Sure. I'm okay with that. I just worry about the potential consequences about doing so. So also, so they say the winner of every Master Plus event will directly qualify. So obviously your auto quals. If a player already qualified through winning a previous Master event or Esports World Cup, wait, what? If a player already qualified through winning a previous Master Plus event or Esports World Cup wins any consecutive events, the spot will be allocated to LCQ. I don't like this, actually. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of if someone that is auto-qualled wins, it goes to LCQ. Give it to the highest placer that isn't auto-qualled. Like, like it's crazy to get second place to fuck ass Arslan Ash, who already won 3 Evos, and you don't get the slot. Like, I think that's silly. And I don't think there's any benefit to it either, to be fair. Like, I don't think there's any benefit to not give the slot to second place or the highest placer who hasn't auto-qualled. Like, I don't really understand the logic there. Maybe they just want the LCQ to be more chaotic, but like, I think it's a little bit unfair to the players to do it that way. Yeah. So like the gatekeeping is even more encouraged whenever this is the case. I would be more okay with them giving it to the points because they have a whole point leaderboard, right? Like making another slot on the point leaderboard would also be okay. I think it would be less okay than giving it to second place, but it would be something because at least like if you're making second place at a master event, right, you're getting a lot of points anyway. So the chances of you being more solidified, right, by them adding another point slot, like it only makes it better for you, right? So I'll be okay with that too, but I don't know why you would do LCQ. I don't really like that. I'm not a fan of that. So I think they kind of dropped the ball there. But yeah, master events also top 8 best of 5. So the difference here is on challenger and dojo events. So these are their gold equivalents, and then dojos are like their silvers, right? So tournament organizers for challenger and dojo events may choose to either run top 4 or top 8 best of 5, which is great. Thank you for adding in that caveat because, bro, some of these smaller tournaments do not have the bandwidth to like be flexible to give Tekken top 8 first 3. Some will do it, sure, but like it's unreasonable to ask that for like a dojo event, like an opt-in, like local. Like I think that's crazy. I think that's absolutely crazy. So at least they have that. But yeah, it's a little weird. Also, the assigned region for some countries have changed. So Trinidad and Tobago have been moved to America 2 region. I wonder what region they were in last year. I'm not actually sure what region they were considered last year, but yeah, you can see the breakdown here. Here's how their points work. Again, it's very, very similar. It's like very, very similar to Arc World Tour. Just obviously we don't have dojo events, so it's a bit different. America 3. Oh, okay. I didn't know they had 3 America regions. Interesting. All right. I mean, that's cool at least. What else? I don't know if that is easier or harder for them though. Like I guess that would be the question. That'd be the question. And then the point structure. Okay, master and master plus top 4. So like, yeah, like I said, it's like kind of really the same deal. Take your best 4 from masters, your best 2 from challengers, best 2 from dojo. So this is why like dojo moderation is really important, right? Because it is pretty significant. Like 2 dojos contributing towards your point score is like really big. So that's why they had to go above and beyond on like making sure that they're going to be extra anal on what events actually qualify and what don't. And your dojos scale up based on entrance, right? And this is why, like, if you look at this, you will be able to easier understand. It will be easier for you to understand like why the system was gameable, right? Because since it's based on entrance, you adding a bunch of fake entrants literally makes it worth more points. Because it's not like silvers, right? And Arc World Tour where all of them were worth the same amount. It was literally like, oh, if you just add 96 fake entrants and you have your boy win against all these DQs, right? Then he's getting 150 points instead of getting 100 points, instead of getting 50 points, instead of getting 20 points. So that's like why it's important. So yeah, overall positive changes for Tekken. We'll have to see if their forced top 8 first to 3 causes some awkward scheduling things at some of the biggest majors, because that can be a thing. I'm sure Rick is scratching his head. He's like, fuck, man. Because yeah, that Evo Sunday is gonna run late. I can tell you that. I don't think they put out a schedule yet with all the events that are, or at least the skeleton of like what events are actually on the tour yet. I don't think they've done that. At least I'm not seeing anything. Do they have a specific website for Tekken World? They should have, right? Let me see. Let me see if it's there actually before we move on to the next topic. Hello, Tekken World Tour. We have a leaderboard. I don't know if they have a schedule though. I just want a schedule. I don't really care about. I don't think they have anything yet. No. Okay. Well. Yeah, they just have a regions list. America's one. Check the schedule. Anything? Yeah, nothing yet. So, we'll stay tuned. We'll stay tuned on that to see what is up. But yeah, good things coming out of Tekken. All right, stop recording. Start again. Our next topic. Which one do I want to do first? I guess I'll do this one because it's a little goofy. Give me one sec. This one's really goofy. But sometimes people like the goofier topics. What can you really do, you know? What's the best post for this? They've had a few. I think this one's probably okay. This one's probably okay. Okay, so next we are going to talk about Fatal Fury. So Fatal Fury had a really big patch come out recently. They're like, I think they're literally calling it their 2.0. I don't know if that was the plan for them to call it version 2.0 before the success of Guilty Gear, because obviously now every like tangentially interested fighting game fan like wants every game to have a 2.0 patch now, because they're like, oh, Guilty Gear did it, why can't you do it for our game? It's like, some of you just don't get how this shit works, bro. But anyway, Fatal Fury, big patch for their anniversary. It's their 1 year anniversary. Hard to believe it's only been a year, right? But they also reduced some of the price for their for the game in general. They also made it so you can just buy the base game for cheaper without having the DLC involved, which is also cool, right? Never mad at more options. I'm not sure how reception to the patch is because it's so new. So I haven't really seen many takes on it just yet. All I know is they added a stage that has ring outs. There's like a stage that you're in the subways and you can knock your opponent into the subway, and if you do that, you automatically win the round. And so they have that. Unfortunately, we won't get to see it showcased at Level Up Expo because that is going to be played on the previous patch, obviously, because, like, come on, asking competitors to adjust to that fast of a new patch is, bit unreasonable, I would say. But either way, Fatal Fury obviously has been cruising along. Still has pretty good competition and everything. Honestly, I think the game is very... I think this game is really good. Like, I think it's a good fighting game. Obviously, there's a lot of things surrounding it that make people get the ick, this and that, which is fair. But it's cool to see that they're at least like trying to still steer the game in the correct direction. Obviously, didn't have the best launch and stuff like that. So trying to play Recovery is hard. It's the real belt Fatal Fury 1 stage. Only one stage works like that. That's what I said. That's what I said. They added a stage. If they did that to every stage, that'd be crazy. But yeah, so Fatal Fury still around. Might take a peek at some of the stuff that is going on. Krauser just came out too, right? I think Krauser's the latest character. I get asked all the time. I get asked about Fatal Fury all the time. Like, I get so many people that DM me and like leave comments on YouTube videos. They're like, "Yo," like, because I make a YouTube post. I make a community post on YouTube every week with our schedule for the week, and every single week someone's like, "Yo, where is Fatal Fury? Where's Fatal Fury? Y'all are not running City of the Wolves this week?" Like, I get that a lot. So obviously there's still people interested in the game and whatnot, which is cool. Also, this is really goofy, but GameStop doing a little bit of promotion. They put out a fucking statement. GameStop hereby formally declares Fatal Fury to be the greatest fighting game of all time. This determination is reached in the first anniversary of Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, following extensive research, internal polling, and one associate saying, "Yeah, it just is." Long before other fighting games figured out which way was forward, Fatal Fury was already inventing the future, including the now iconic two-plane battle system, which allows fighters to dodge into the background mid-fight. That alone qualifies as innovation at a level that makes everything else feel like standing still and pressing punch. The series also introduced the world to Geese Howard, widely regarded as not just a difficult boss, but the final boss. The reason controllers were thrown into the 1990s and are still being thrown today. Fatal Fury didn't just give us fights, it gave us reasons to care about those fights. Recurring characters, ongoing rivalries, and narrative continuity pioneered the idea that a fighting game could have lore, a bold move in a genre filled with mindless button mashers. While many franchises rest on their legacy, Fatal Fury continues to evolve, innovate, and occasionally make decisions that no one saw coming, including but not limited to the addition of Kenshiro, a legendary character from Fist of the North Star. Absolute insanity. No further comment. GameStop considers this matter closed. Any competing claims to greatest fighting game of all time will be reviewed, ignored, and respectfully declined from GameStop. A little bit of paid promotion going on for GameStop. This came out of the blue. I was like, I was flabbergasted when I saw this shit. I was like, where the fuck did this come from? But honestly, when stuff like this happens, it's like really good for us. Anytime mainstream outlets like this talk about fighting games is good for us. And I mean it, like any fighting game is really good for us whenever stuff like this happens. It's also really funny to go and I'll let you do this on your own time, but go read the replies because obviously like normies get really mad about things like this, even though it's like quite obviously like just something goofy to do as paid promotion. But yeah, there's a lot of normies that that are like taking this very seriously. Like, what do you mean? No, this random obscure fighting game from 1982 was the best fighting game. What do you mean, Fatal Fury? So yeah, what can you really say about that? So yeah, Fatal Fury. I am definitely gonna run it again in Paragon sometime soon. I'm not sure when, but honestly, I really like watching the game. I think it's like one of those games. I'm like, while I'm watching it, I'm like, man, this is a really good fighting game, bro. This is like, there's some games that just kind of click, Okay. enough of Fatal Fury. Next, and the last major topic I have. Let me see how many things I need for this. Oops. I wonder if there's a trying to see if there's a was there only two? Was there only two? Maybe there was only two. Okay. Okay. That last event you had for us and say what, Fatal Fury? Oh yeah. That's what I said. We have really good tournaments for it. Honestly. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It wasn't. There wasn't enough response for me to justify like running it weekly anymore. But like when I bring it up as a one-off, bro, they show up. They show up big. I can't lie. Okay, next thing. So 2XKO. A while back did something called the Frame Perfect skins. So, they announced that they were going to put some skins into the game that if you purchase them, they would actually disperse some of the funds to grassroots tournament efforts, right? And at the time, it was kind of nebulous, right? It's like, okay, that sounds great, but like, what does that actually, like, how does that actually manifest, right? So fast forward, we now know where the money has gone. we now know where the money has gone. And the money, Evo recently put out a post that says, thanks to your contributions via the Frame Perfect skin bundle, the Riot sponsored prize pools for 2XKO across Evo Japan, Evo 2026, and Evo France 2026 will be increased to $75,000 per event. This is in addition to the Evo prize pool. So it's not replacing. It is 75,000 plus whatever entrant based prize there is, right? That's crazy. That's that is crazy. It's crazy for a few different reasons. So Evo, as of late, they've been doing I need to come up with a good name for this, but they've essentially been doing prize pool guarantees for their games, right? Instead of it being based on how many entrants enter your event, they essentially set a number, and they say like, no matter what entrants your tournament gets, it will get at least this prize pool. When they first started doing this, it was 25K, right? Which is significant because if you think about it in terms of, you know, everyone pays a $10 entrant fee. That's crediting your game as if you're 2,500 entrants. And there are very few games that can get 2,500 entrants at an event, right? There's just not that many. There's not that many games that can pull that level of numbers. So overall is really good. And then they increased it from 25K to 30K. And then if you were an outlier, like Street Fighter 6, for example, who had so many entrants that you would exceed that threshold, they would take whatever was higher, right? So Street Fighter is still operating on $10 times the number of entrants because they have broken the prize pool minimum so many times because they just have that many people that enter, right? Street Fighter's crazy. 75K per event on top of entrant-based prize pools is insane, considering the biggest prize pool I think at an Evo to date would have been the first year of Street Fighter 6, and I believe that was 75 or 80K, right? So somewhere in there. That is crazy. This is insane. And it really hammers home the power of crowdfunding model, right? Now, not every game is the best suited to do, you know, crowdfunding skins. Not every game is like just set up that way. But Riot definitely knows how this shit works. They have this shit down to a T. And they we could see just how much impact this freemium the freemium monetization model has paid off. It's cool to actually like see the numbers now, right? Because like I said before, when they announce, it's like, okay, well, we don't really know what that means. When it's like, we don't really know what you mean, like, now my hope is that it doesn't stop here, right? My hope is that it's not just Evo, right? Now, some will get mad at me when I say this. So some will get mad at me when I say this, but as long as I have known Evo, right? Because I've gone to every Evo since 2015, right? And as long as I've been going to Evo, there's always been kind of a divide of mentality, where there are a decent amount of people who believe that because Evo is so big and it has so much to it, that is no longer grassroots. And I would say I'm contrary to that notion. It is by far the biggest fighting game event, so I can understand why. I can understand why people would think that way, but size does not dictate whether you're grassroots or not, right? It's more about how the tournament itself functions, and where resources come from, right? That's really what it means. So Evo has been the largest grassroots event for a long time, like by a long shot. And so some will feel some type of way about like them getting, this level of prize pool. To me, it's obvious. Like it's fucking Evo, bro. Like, what are we talking about? But I also would like to see other grassroots efforts supported as well, right? They're not the only ones. They are important, absolutely. But there's plenty of other events out there too that I hope are also considered for this. I did see some rumors that there are some smaller like challenge, because they have their own, like 2XKO has their own competitive series. They have like their own circuit going on. And so there have been rumors that some of the other events on that circuit are actually going to be seeing some from this as well, which is cool. And I hope that continues. I hope we keep getting frame perfect bundles for more characters and stuff like that, because this is really cool. And this is like something that makes them stand out as well. Like when we talk about special things that, like there are some things that only certain games or communities can pull off, right? This feels like something that is pretty unique to XKO because of the nature of it being Riot, it being a free game, it being skin monetization. Like there's no fighting game that is doing it on this level at all. And so it does unlock some special opportunities and some avenues that aren't available to others. So it's cool to see them leverage that in a positive manner, is what I'm trying to say. But we have more news on top of that. So they also announced this. Everyone that goes to Evo, gets a pool party skin. Which is they know what they're doing, bro. They know what they're doing. So they started this with Evo Japan, actually. They're giving I believe it's called Blood Moon. There's Blood Moon skins that you get for attending Evo Japan, that you can only get from attending Evo Japan, at least as far as we know. Maybe they'll be buyable in the shop like after a certain amount of time or something like that. But yeah, looks like they're continuing that at Evo Vegas. Pool Party Senna, Senna's not even out yet. But anyone can enter. Split 75k plus entrance. Obviously, I think 2XKO's entrant counts will be pretty solid. Especially for its first forte, right? Like it's their first Evo. So yeah, it's interesting. They're still doing the duos bounty on top of that as well, which is cool. They're still trying to incentivize people to like go hard with duos. We are going to see some high level duos at Evo Japan next week. I know Sonic Fox and Inzem are going over there. Obviously, if you've been following 2XKO at all, you would know about the twins. I call them the Demon Twins. They're literally brothers that are twins that play the game as a duo, and they're really nasty. They went to Frosty Faustings. I think they Did they get top 8? They get 7th? I can't remember. I think they were close if they didn't. But yeah, very strong, very strong players. It's cool to see duos like continuing to be like a unique avenue for that game. Obviously, that's like one of the biggest draws I think for this game is obviously it's free. You can play with your duo and this and that. And like there are some strategies that are actually better in duos than playing as a solo, which I think is also really interesting in terms of like competition. So we'll continue to monitor to see how that pans out, but yeah, it's interesting things going on. Like I said, we're getting all this great news. We're getting all this good news because it's like right before EVO Japan. It's like, you know, tournament season is just about to start. And so like everyone's dropping all their big announcements, bro. They're like, okay, it's time to hit them with some shit. And the only people that are left in the dark are us, the Grand Blue players, because we haven't heard shit about this tour yet. It really be like that sometimes. Who trying to be your duo? They're actually doing a they talked about this. Their next major patch. Here, I'll show you actually. Whoops. They're doing here you go. They're doing an in-game duo finder. So like if you can yeah, like it's right here. The season 2 with the new fuse and the Blood Moon stage and all that, you can see duo finder is right here. So yeah, because as much as we like to dance around the issue, like some people just have trouble being social, bro. They have trouble going and asking people to play with them. So I think having a duo finder is actually pretty cool. I wonder how much it will be used though. I want to see the analytics on it when it actually is in the game, because I have no idea how that's going to turn out. Seems like duos is getting like some amount of focus every major patch because they're putting local duos in next week. So you couldn't, like, that was something that was missing from the game. Like you couldn't, if you brought a friend over to your house, you couldn't play duos online, right? You couldn't do that yet, but they're adding that to the game soon. Also, Kate plus Vi kissing mechanics. So you know, it's it'd be like that sometimes. Random duo sounds hilarious. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what it's gonna be like. Maybe though, like maybe that'll be content though. Like I actually think, you know. But yeah, this is like from like an April Fool's an April Fool's post. But this stuff in here, most of this is actually real. So yeah, we'll keep a lookout for that. I imagine they actually put fucking. Well, Poppy might actually make it into the game. Let me not say that before we get before we have issues, bro. Poppy might actually make it into the game at some point. So who the fuck knows? But yeah, a lot of interesting stuff, man. Honestly, Evo Japan viewing. They still haven't put out a schedule yet. I don't think, which is a little frustrating. So I don't know, like when things are gonna be. We also have Daigo Mena RD, right? This is also so yeah, let me talk briefly on this, because like I feel like I don't know how many of you play Street Fighter. This is like a big deal. Like this might just seem like, you know, kind of whatever. You know, exhibition. This is a really big deal though. And it's such a big deal that they're like selling tickets to this, right? It's called the Evo Legends Live. They're making it a live event, which I think is really cool. They have an undercard. They're going to have Arslan Ash fighting Chikurin. They're having Goichi fighting Lagia, right? And then the main event obviously being Daigo and Mena RD. And the reason that this is important is because there's been a storyline throughout the entirety of Street Fighter 6 where like Daigo obviously is not he's not like winning tournaments. He's not winning tournaments on Street Fighter 6. He has had spurts of like making top 8s and whatnot. He's obviously qualified to Capcom Cup a few times. He's qualified already for this year because I think because they won SFL. And if you win SFL, you auto qualify to Capcom Cup. So Daigo actually like doesn't have to do the World Warrior thing where he travels around to try to qualify because he's chilling. And so it gives him more time to do things like this. And Daigo's reputation is that he does not lose first to 10s. Word on the street is that he's never lost the first to 10. Not sure how true that is, but word on the street is that he's never lost the first to 10 in Street Fighter. And so this is like kind of, there's like some legacy here. Mena obviously like really, really, really respects him. They really respect each other. This is something that has been rumored for a long time. Like people have been talking about this for years. This has been like a dream matchup. They're like, bro, I wish Mena would first to 10 Daigo, bro. It's like, like I really, really wish Daigo and Mena would play for, like, they've been talking about this for years. And now we actually get to see this shit actually happen. And it's really cool. It's really, really cool that this is going to happen. I have no idea who's going to win. I have no idea who's going to win. It's crazy. Like, this is like, it's crazy to see so many say that, like, they think Mena's going to win this free. Because obviously Mena, he's a beast at Street Fighter 6, right? And for comparing their Street Fighter 6 careers, Mena RD is definitely stronger, right? Multi-time EVO winner, right? Mainstay in pretty much damn near every top 8, right? He doesn't make it every time, but makes a good amount of top 8s. Like, man has wins on pretty much everyone. And so if you like comparing results, maybe that's why some people were like, yo, this is going to be free for Mena. Like, they're just thinking like, oh, he's just that much better of a Street Fighter 6 player. But this guy Daigo is kind of different, bro. this guy's a little different. I don't think this is going to be easy for either of them. I don't foresee this being a blowout one way or another. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. There's just so much here. It's just going to be such a sick match. This is like one of those things I wish I could go to in person. I would love to be able to be there in person, but we will be watching. This shit is sick. This is So yeah, that's it's the 29th, right? Yeah. So it's like right before Evo Japan. One gift sub bet? Like, bro, I don't bet what? Like, I don't. You're gonna bet on a specific score? These are. I don't know if that's a good bet, bro. I don't know who's gonna win. I just don't think it'll be free. Either way. I think it's kind of a toss-up, honestly. I think those that think that Mena will destroy him are in for a rude awakening. Low key, I think like Daigo's the type to win game 1, and then like everyone that had a bunch of money on Mena is gonna be like, wait a minute, this is not what we signed up for. This is a guy. That's the type of guy he is. So I just don't think I don't think this is gonna turn out the way that people predict. Generally, but I will be watching. I don't know. They're not doing pay-per-view, are they? Do you have to pay to watch this online too? Oh boy, it's fucking Capcom, bro. Though I guess technically this isn't Capcom doing this, right? This is an Evo thing. Surely they wouldn't do that, right? I get them charging for you going in person. But like, one thing oh, it looks like they sold out. There's no ticket information currently on sale. So maybe they sold out, which is also cool. One thing I do wish that they did though, it's cool that they're doing, like, very clearly, if you're going to do an event like this, it's going to be on the newest game, obviously. But I would like to see an Iron Man between these two. I would like to see them play 4, 5, and 6 against each other, and like like you play a first to 10 on each, and it's like it's like 2 out of 3 based on that. I think that would also be cool. Personally, I don't think like third strike is like unfair. I don't think Menace fucking with Daigo in third strike, but 4, 5, and 6, I think it would actually be really interesting because those are games that both of them actually actively grinded and played. So either way, should be cool. Should be cool. I have to figure out like what the info and stuff is. I really do want to watch this live, but I don't know. It's knowing my luck, this is gonna be going on while I'm running an event or some shit. Like it's. Oh wait, they might have it here. Hold on. Yeah, this dude's different, bro. This dude's different. In consideration with the tournament schedule, we decided to delay the start times for each V Road. Wait, which V Road tournament? I don't know. This is not what I was looking for. This is not what I was looking for. Just point me to the stream whenever this shit is on, bro. I guess I'll have to do some digging to see like where this is gonna actually happen. But yeah, there's some shit going on. I don't know. I'm pretty excited. A lot of cool fighting game stuff coming up. A lot of cool fighting game stuff. 2026 Jordan versus Prime LeBron. Uh, I don't. I don't think that's a. I don't think that's a good comparison, bro. That's. I don't think that's a good comparison. I don't know. I'm not inclined to agree with that. Well, later, Tay man. It'd be like that. There's no comparison to basketball. I don't think you could use. I don't think you could compare this to a physical sport because like yeah, progression in careers is just natural. Like there's a gate. If your name is not LeBron James, like past a certain point, you just can't compete in basketball anymore. Right? It's not like that for fighting games though. Like or at least that the idea of it is like much later. It's much later. Like Daigo still has pretty good results for he's like mid 40s. I think he's like how old is Daigo? Like 46? Something like that. And he's been a threat this whole time. Like he's oh he's 44. He's 44. So it's like it's not like it's not like he just like suddenly became irrelevant, right? Like he very clearly not. So that's what I mean by it's just different. It's just it's just different. Mm-mm. But that's why the comparisons to physical sports just don't make sense. There's a decent amount. There's a decent amount of players that are like 40 plus and still big threats. Like Idazan is in his 40s too. And that guy out here winning qualifier events, bro. Like I don't know, he kind of different. It's if Daigo can do it, you can do it to a smaller degree. I mean, yeah, yeah. You just have to get nasty, bro. It's that's yeah. You get nasty first. Oh, oh, oh. Wait. Okay, I think this is broken, unfortunately. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay. Yeah, the way that Liquipedia, like displays things sometimes is really cursed. If you can use a TV remote, bro, I have not hit a button on a TV remote in in so long. But that's just because I don't watch TV. At some point, all you have to do is stop making excuses for yourself, right? And you'd be chilling. It was. I think we're gonna get. I don't know. Like, what are people expecting in terms of announcements from Evo Japan? Is there anything you guys are really expecting? I think it would make sense. Like surely there's 2.6 info, right? Surely. Man, it's so weird. This whole this whole like weird in between thing that we're in right now is like odd because like I feel like Cygames doesn't really have all their stuff together for the tour yet, so it's like they're just kind of doing it live, and like it can work out, but like also what is going on? Is their Azure exhibition still going? It's still a series, yes. I just listen. My Saturdays have been cooked. All right, I just have something every Saturday as of late. But yeah, it's not the series isn't over or anything like that. I just yeah, is yeah. There were leaks about SF. Unfortunately, I don't. I think the guy who did the leaks was like pretty reputable because he like did something last time or something. So that's unfortunate. There's been a lot of discourse about that, but I don't like. I usually don't like doing discourse on leaks because people get really weird about spoilers and shit. And so like whatever, we'll talk about that when the time comes. But it's does Tekken still have characters to announce? No. We know the whole pass for Tekken, right? So they're probably not going to get much. Is there a Fatal Fury character left? We have Kenshiro. Is there another character that is waiting to be revealed for Fatal Fury? You hope they don't change the game too much. I don't know. I can't remember how big their pass is. I think it's a little bit bigger than normal passes. Like they're just doing what they're doing so many characters in that game, bro. Holy shit. Mr. Karate. Interesting. What makes you think they're gonna change the game drastically, bro? I don't fucking know. I mean, like, I feel like 2XKO is definitely gonna get a character announced. What else is on the lineup? Uni. Uni got teased at finals, right? So maybe more info on the Uni character. What else is there? VSAV. What's the Evo Japan? Is Evo Japan has Dark Stalkers, right? I'm pretty sure it has Vampire Savior. What the is a scary place to be, bro. Get me off the fighters Reddit. I'll crash out. We'll just stick to the image and nothing else. Okay. Wait, this is the wrong one. It's the wrong Evo, bro. Give me the right Evo. This one. Okay. Not heard of much on the. Yeah, it's kind of been a while since VF news. I would expect to see something for that too. Yeah. I don't know. Is it even a reboot or is it just VF6? Is is Uni having their own tour? Nothing official. There might be people that do like a community run tour, but I don't think French Bread has the resources to run their own tour. That's why they've been a part of the Arc World Tour, and that's why they kind of were not given equal treatment on the Arc World Tour either. It's because I guess maybe Arcs is treated it as we're doing you a favor, so we don't have to treat you as well. So yeah, I Uni is not on any tour so far. But yeah, the community might pull together and do something. Post about how you hate 2XKO and they will love you. Who are you talking to? Or about? I don't know what you mean. Who's they? It's like you think we're seeing Robokai? Yeah. Are we seeing Robokai at Evo Japan? Id trailer for sure. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about Id trailer. Can I see these system mechanics that we're changing? Id can wait. Show me how you're changing the game first. It's Wild Assault Transplant. Yeah, keep saying shit like that. When they put it in the game, you are gonna be crying, bro. Go ahead. Keep tempting fate, bro. Hi, Patrick. What games are you guys most excited to watch at Evo Japan? Rising doesn't count because you guys are fucking nerds. Non-Rising games though. The Evo Japan lineup is actually so sick. Like this lineup is so sick. This is like one of the better major lineups that I think I've ever seen. It's actually so cool. It's Strive looking forward to 8 happy chaoses. I don't think, bro, you might get 2 chaoses, maybe. I don't think you're getting anywhere close to 8. Tekken 8 if Chikurin is attending. Chikurin's playing in a he's playing in an exhibition against Arslan as part of the he's on the undercard for this. He's in the undercard for this, so I'm sure he's going to be at Evo Japan, but you'll get to see some more Chikurin there too. Right before Evo Japan. I low key does Evo Japan do BBOC? What the fuck is BBOC? What is that? I don't think I know what that is. Blaze Blue original character. Okay, that's what's up. I am looking forward to watching KOF. Actually, I can't wait to watch KOF. I think it's gonna be so sick at this event. KOF, I feel like always delivers at like majors, bro. BYOC. Ah, I do know what that is. I don't know. I don't know if they're doing opt-in side games like Evo Vegas does. I don't know if they have the infrastructure to support it over there, like they can here. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not. There's a lot of fucking people over there, bro. Like it's they've had some venue logistic issues in the past too, so I'm not sure how much they can support. I can't wait to see the reactions of people watching HNK. People always at bro. I feel like there are games that people ask for ironically. They're like, "Yeah, bro, I can't wait to put this game on the major lineup." But when they actually see how the game is played at majors, they're going to be like, "What the fuck is this?" That's how I feel people are going to respond to HNK. It's like, it's like, "Okay, we can do it. We can do it. I just hope you're ready for like what you're about to watch." Because yeah, there's gonna be some ungodly things done to each other in this top eight. It's gonna be messed up. It'd be messed up. Lumina is interesting because I feel like I don't do they I don't are they gonna make it onto any other main lineup this year? That's like my question, I guess. Your favorite was seeing Marvel 3 at Evo and everyone being like, "Oh yeah, this game is solved." Bro, people bitched about mirrors in Marvel 3. Well, there were mirrors in like every game that year. And they were like, "Oh, wow, Zero May Cry." It's like, "Yes, bro. What the fuck?" These do you want the game to be played the way that it's supposed to be played or what? Because you thought shit was going to switch? That's what you thought? But even that, honestly, like Marvel has pretty good like character variety and team variety, all things considered. Like honestly, there like even this much later, like there's a good amount of team variety. It just so happened that Zero May Cry it was a mirror in Grands that time, but like that doesn't happen that often. It really doesn't. You'll definitely see like some teams come up though. Like obviously you're gonna see more Doom, you're gonna see Zero May Cry, right? You're gonna see these things, but like not everyone is playing those things, bro. Like, like fuck as a liberal Terminator plays like he plays Team Nemo. I think he played Nova. Wait, is he Nova Spencer? Nova Spencer Strange? No. He played. I think Liberal Terminator. He plays a lot of characters, bro. I actually forgot like where the fuck he. I forgot what he's playing most recently, bro. He switches characters like madly every time. I feel like every time I watch him play, he's playing something different. TJ plays big bodies. He's playing like King Blue River, Hulk Hagger. Like there's definitely people that have picked some different shit. Not Ray plays Magneto Sentinel. Like it's that game is still sick though. That game. I just don't. I don't understand how people expect to tune in to these events that are supposed to be a showcase of the highest level of whatever game, and you expect for people to not pick good characters, bro. I just don't. How do you get there? How do you make it to that point where you're like invested? You're both invested enough to care about it, but also delusional. You're so delusional to think that people are not gonna pick cheap shit. on the grandest stage of them all. Like, you know, like at what point do you look within and you're like, oh, maybe it's me that have unrealistic expectations. Like nobody's gonna get up there and pick your fucking dog shit ass bottom tier just to make you happy, bro. We're trying to murder each other. Like, where's the? This shit is not a. This is not sweet, bro. It's war out here. So I don't really know what the deal is with that. I wonder if they will because like Ingrid trailer just came out. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would make sense. It would make sense for them to reveal the pass at Evo Japan, but like I wonder if their plans are going to change cuz of leaks of like their timelines, because that has happened before. We've seen companies like rush things out because it's like, well, this shit got leaked already, so we kind of got to cover our asses, right? I don't really know. I wonder what their plan was before and how it has changed, thanks to the leaks kind of playing spoiler. It's a shame that they have to deal with it, but like, you know, what can you really do? What can you really do? If that shit ends up being true, then like we're gonna see another round of Discord. Just be ready. Be ready for a lot of Twitter posts. Should those things come true? I've already seen my fair share. As it is, I wonder if there's any games not on the lineup that we'll see announcements for. Cause like there's some games on the horizon, like Tokon. Tokon is playable. Tokon's playable. The new build of Tokon is playable at Evo Japan. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's new Tokon info there too, even though it's not technically on the lineup. I could see that. Avatar comes out in July. Do we know all the characters for Avatar? I don't know if we know all the characters or not. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're gonna do DLC in that game or what, bro. I'm a little up in the air on like how they're gonna handle Avatar. I don't really know what their game plan is. Oh man, oh it hurts. Ugh. And Invincible comes out soon too. Invincible comes out, I think the 30th, right? So yeah, that's gonna be. Yeah, there's a lot of shit, bro. There's a lot of, there's a lot of shit going on. At one point, I was thinking like maybe it's unfortunate that they dropped in the time that they did because they couldn't make it onto Evo Japan lineup, obviously. But honestly, even if it was out beforehand, I don't know if it would have been on the Evo Japan lineup because like uh it's I because like in my mind it kind of occupies like kind of similar space as MK, so it's like yeah, gonna be fun watching Diaphone win that. Win what? What are we talking about? Is it win what? What event are you talking about? K7 signed up for Level Expo Rising. I don't know if because some cons do it so like you sign up, but then like once you pay for your ticket, you don't have to pay for the individual games because they usually have set prize pools. I'm pretty sure Level Up Expo has set prize pools too. So usually you get a decent amount of people that enter just because like it doesn't cost you anything. You just fuck around in the game, you know. What Invincible tourney? Like what would Invincible's not at this event, so like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like what tourney are you talking about? He's like, Also, I wouldn't be that confident, bro. Bro, you gotta keep in mind. There's so many demons that play fighting games, bro. They be out here. They be out here. Yeah, Grand Blue's 1,000. I think 2XK is like 10K or something. Or 5K. There was a page that had all the prize pools on them, but I don't remember where it went. Oh yeah, 2XK 10K, Smash Ultimate 10K, Tekken and Street Fighter are 5K, Guilty Gear and Fatal Fury are 1.5, Rising and Marvel 3 are 1K. Yeah. He gonna win one. I don't think Diaphone has ever won like this large of an event ever. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has he ever won like I don't think he's ever won an Evo, has he? I don't know about that, bro. He's always been good, but like not I don't think he's been like that, you know. He's like he's really strong at the beginning of the games though. But I feel like he stretches himself pretty thin. He doesn't stick with any particular game for too long, so it's like hard for him to keep up. It's hard for him to like keep up with people that like super grind, you know, single games for any crazy period of time. Look at how they disrespecting Rising with the pot amount. Always the black sheep. Someone on Twitter probably. If I see any think pieces about Grand Blue Rising prize pools, you're gonna get a talk from me, and you don't want that. You don't ever want me to be the subject of your. You don't want me to ever have a talk with you as the subject. Just don't do that. Just don't do that, bro. Please, just don't be foolish. I already had to do that for Frosties, bro. I don't want to have to do that again. I didn't enjoy doing that shit. Jesus Christ. You're talking about online tourneys? Oh, sure. Sure. Maybe he'll win. I don't know, bro. Again, I Invincible is so interesting to me because I don't know what the scene layout's gonna be. Like, what community is gonna have the most crossover with Invincible? I don't know. I don't know if it's like people that are just into tag games. I don't know if it's straight up Killer Instinct. I don't know if it's NRS. I have no idea. Like I'm having a hard time getting a read on like what the player demographic is gonna look like. You know, it's very interesting. Phone rings and it just says pick up. I don't know. I don't know. So like I like we're hosting an Invincible tourney, and like I've seen some people from Tekken that are signed up and stuff. So like I really don't know. I've been trying to monitor, but like it's actually really hard to keep track of. Like there's just yeah. You would think it would be like way more dominant, but what can you do? Yeah, like Shin Paulo signed up. Very strong Tekken player. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I see some NRS people. Someone literally has like fucking Sector as their profile picture. So I'm like, I don't know. You know, it's very interesting to see like if there is like not every game like has that much crossover, right? But for the games that do have like significant crossover, it's interesting to see like where most of the players come from, you know? Like 2XKO 2XKO has a decent amount of players from everywhere, but like there's a lot of DBFZ players on that game. There's a lot of DBFZ players on that game. So I don't know. I just find it fascinating, but anyway, that's what I wanted to cover for today, guys. Hopefully you guys like segments like these. I don't know. We'll see it. We'll see how it goes, but it's about time to prepare for Paragon. Paragon Rising. Sign up tonight using the link that I'm about to put into the chat. Play some Grand Blue with us. And so with that, I must depart to go prepare. So thank you for tuning in. Also, EVO Japan coverage next week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do Level Up Expo because I'm pretty sure Level Up Expo is done. It's all done today, I think, for Rising. And I'm pretty sure it happens during Paragon Line. So, yeah, probably going to miss that. But maybe we'll check out some of the other games this weekend if we have time. Uni tomorrow as well. I'm running Under Night for Paragon tomorrow. So if you're into Under Night in the slightest, make sure you come through and play some Uni with us tomorrow. Link will be here. And we do have Invincible. Like we are hosting for Invincible on the first Monday that it's out. So if you think you're going to be into Invincible, we're putting they're putting $250, I think, into the prize pool or something. So if you think you're going to be nasty at Invincible, you can go ahead and sign up there. But with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday, all right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, goodbye, friends.
Mufasa, you know we finally here, right?
Well,
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
Coca-Cola, espuma.